Gentlemen, I think she's about to start a fucking monster. Sugar, spice, and torture. Do it for the culture. Tell your friends I'm crazy and it broke ya. Cut you off the roster. I'm a fucking monster.
Dropping oxy, feeling foxy, dick eyeliner like unboxy. Blocked your number, dropped your doxy, bricked your iPhone, hacked your proxy. Harajuku, girl from hell, always kiss but never tell. Tell the boys I made you pay. Catch the boys like Pokemon, you're gonna fucking hate this song. You eat my boss, got an addiction. All the pills, I know prescription. The reason you had time with me is cause I love philanthropy. Drop the bag, yeah, you fucked up. Just rub my camera, ain't no match, you're right, ain't no way, please. Why won't you hang on, who's take off, I'll be sweating. So go and tell your friends that I'm a fucking monster. Sugar, spice, and torture. Do it for the culture. Tell your friends that I'm a fucking monster. Sugar, spice, and torture. Hang your dry cord. You can try to run, you can try it. Ain't no escaping holiness. Never said. So go and tell your friends.
This sadistic brainchild of Eric Bischoff has determined champions, set WrestleMania main events, and settled a lot of grudges.
Dance on, love me everything. Dance on, love me everything. Dance on, love me everything. Jungle is mini bounce, yeah. Every bad man and every bounce, yeah. I agree with the boss, yeah. From the place so you know, say, yeah. No look better than Beyonce. Y'all a breathe on me, baby, when you that done, say. Me a the oxygen for your lungs, eh. When you boom boom speaking a tongue, say. Dancehall can't stop forever and ever. Dancehall can't stop. Dancehall can't stop forever and ever. Dancehall can't stop. Dancehall can't stop. Dancehall can't stop. Dancehall can't stop.
For a while now, I know she's more than ready.
Dancehall can't dead yet. Can I feel your spin on the head yet? Fashion and style of his set yet. Star of the band when you check say. Me a rub and me bleaching green yet. See me in a port more skin yet. I feel have rum for the
This woman is the real deal.
Surrounding it, look down on me, walk around on me. Just one more fight about your leadership, and I will straight up woman takes no
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Guys, I was in the arena when the Elimination Chamber debuted in 2002, and somehow the structure has become even more destructive.
Fellas, I've been looking forward to this match for a while. Mostly because I'm outside the Elimination Chamber, not in it.
This is a woman with a mission.
My skin tight, my coat is inside. I look up at you, I judge your pain right. Throwing you in tonight. Tell me when is the next time I'll run into you? It sounds insane, right? I'll take the same fight. Wait at you outside. I'm right next to you. I'm going stateside. But I'll see you tonight. Tell me how you think I like me get into you.
Grudges. This is gonna be a challenge for her. And she's more than ready for it.
Is it right? I don't know. Yeah, you're taking my control. Never been abroad before, but I'm knocking through your door. But you're nice, so I stay. Never met a British girl, you say. No one treats me this way. All the boys out here the same. What can I say? What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl.
Here we go. Elimination Chamber match is officially started. First two competitors kicking this thing off. Every subsequent competitor will be released from their pod over a period of time.
And as these two are very much realizing right now, there is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide in the chamber. You can sense her bad intentions here.
Abigail! Taking steps toward the top rope.
Stalking from above.
Taking things to the unforgiving chamber floor here. She's taking things back into the ring. Right to the kidneys from behind. Turning the tables. And she's looking intent on delivering something big here. She's heading outside the ring now. Oh, she retaliates. Just ejected from the ring. Out of the ring to assess the situation from the chamber floor. And dropping the hammer with a headbutt. The offense catching up with her now. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. This maniac's out of control. Just speaks to the animosity at play here, I guess. Willing to fight like an animal. No, 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 no. Good God. What just happened?
That mistake might have cost them the entire match.
A high-risk
And a vicious-looking...
Oh, boy, stretch. Shooting pain in the shoulder is the kind of thing that builds and builds during a match. Corey, what do you consider the key strategy for an Elimination Chamber match? Despite the unforgiving structure, she thinks she has it. Denying a 2 count there. Not getting a 2 count at this point has to be frustrating.
Hand implanting into flesh there. Attacking with full force.
Pulls the trigger. Oh, a knee strike. No, gets out of dodge with a low blow. Oh, rapid fire. Combo! Oh, God. Knee meets face. Oh. Scoop exploder. From the ground into a power slam. One kick, 2 kicks, and a clothesline. Flattened with a downward spiral. Massive. That was her time to shine inside the chamber. Impressive to not even allow a 2 count at this juncture. Wards that off. What a response! Ooh. He goes back into the ring here. She's in for it now. And shoulders are down. No early kick out. She knows this match is not even close to being over. Not if she's got anything to say about it. Both arms. No. This is out of control.
And two sides of the head only made better by that picture-perfect landing. She's got serious grip.
I don't even know what to say about this. Bam! She flipped that attack around.
Tasteful takedown there. She's scrambling up the chamber wall.
Face for a turn.
My God!
2 count. Forces the shoulder up after 2.
Too close to ending this thing.
And knew what was coming there.
Oh, he's gonna reach that arm just a little bit. Oh, gonna feel a lot of pain right here. I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute.
That should do it right there. And she fights it off.
Incredibly close call, but she's still in this one somehow. I honestly do not know what more either of these women can do here.
Smash with a forearm. And you know what's next, guys? Spike face first.
That's it. This one is over.
2. Stopping the ref's count at 2.
This is just fun.
He's got the shoulders down. Still only got 1. This battle rages on.
Quick thinking from her to avoid that.
What a suplex. Textbook side Russian leg sweep. And heavy hands to follow. Nothing wrong with a little trash talk.
Big offense. Is this the moment?
Is it enough? The cover!
serious grit. How did she manage to break that pin?
Well, there she goes.
Placing her against the turnbuckle here.
She covers it.
Make a note, everyone. For years to come, people will be asking, where were you when that match went down?
How could anyone ever forget?
Lost his poor elbows, and he can enter the fray.
Breaks the count.
She's still going. She's ready for more. Up the rope and connected with the
Two. Kick out. She still has life.
This is absolutely unreal. We might just be witnessing the very embodiment of fight forever. What a top-notch performance from these competitors tonight.
I still can't believe we're getting to see this live, Wade. Oh, what a quick answer.
A sin.
Chop.
No, don't do it.
She got the shoulders down. Shoulder up. I didn't think we'd see a kick out there.
Struggling to get back up. And she's not gonna let what happens.
Up into the torture rack. Will this be it? Kick out at two. And look at this. She's going to climb to the chamber wall. There it is. The Chimera Plex is complete. Night-night. 2 count. One elimination down. Has been eliminated. Out of the ring, onto the dangerous floor of the chamber.
Oh! Managing to evade a precarious position there.
Facebuster. She's going for it. She still fights out in one. She is still in this fight. And a strong kick out in one.
Somehow they still manage to have enough energy for a relative. No way! This, ladies and gentlemen, is a guaranteed classic. A match we will be speaking about for years to come.
Adrenaline pumping. Here she goes. Top rope. Sliding back into the ring. Steps out to one of the most treacherous sections of the chamber.
Goodness, standing moonsault on the mark.
She's setting something up. Someone call a dentist. She's starting to wear down here.
Still must be in survival mode, but has to quickly turn up the aggression.
This maniac's out of control.
Maybe looking for a powerbomb here. But shots to the head quickly put a stop to that.
Goes into the corner.
Connected full with that one.
Right to the kidneys from behind. Flat out power into the scoop slam.
Wants to finish this.
And that was an efficient form of offense. Lift off.
Oh, nobody home for that one.
A rolling cut. Shoulders down. She kicks out with force.
She mustered everything she had to kick out there.
Got the leg. Flying and screw. Tear your knee up. Oh, toss to ringside. the situation from the chamber floor. Oh, that'll send a shock down your spine.
No, no, no. She's able to steer clear of that attack. No, 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 no. From up high. Oh, my God. Like a heat-seeking missile right on target.
And just as destructive. How this match is still going on defies all reasoning. Facebuster! Cover! Two! Forces the shoulder up after two.
Oh, man, this has to be getting close.
She's got it. Got her shoulders down. She still fights out in one.
Deeper into the match now, and she clearly still has a lot left in the tank.
She's launched out of the ring. Rising to her feet. She's going to be met with something fierce.
Quick escape from danger there.
Taking flight only to find nobody home at ringside. What a disaster. No, 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 no.
Oh, no. That was just such a reckless move, man.
That miss could have changed his whole match. Top here facing a sea of people. She reverses. It creates it up. Up high. Just body from the top. Is it enough? This elimination chamber match is now down to 4 entrants. Going for it again. Punishing boot. Oh, ouch. Oh, double boots. Oh, here we go.
Face first impact.
Oh, now she has to be out. Is it enough? The cover. She gets the shoulder up.
She may not have too much left, but she at least had enough to kick out there.
And referee cuts off the count in 1.
And if I weren't here right now...
No, 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 no.
That just looked awful. That's why I never took those kind of risks, man.
Oh, my God. It's time for moment. No matter who you are, when you crash on the floor, a searing pain races through your body. You are not alone in your shock, Cole. We all thought that was it. Taking flight. Oh, kick right to the back.
She has that laser focus on her opponent here.
Here it comes. Oh, it's coming. Dragon twist cutter. Just a thing of beauty. Cover. 2. Gotta keep your head on the swivel now with just 3 superstars left in the chamber.
Where the hell did that come from? Not even a 1 count.
You gotta give a lot of credit here, withstanding what has taken out many other competitors. Boom! She's looking to end her right now. She's gonna try it again.
No! That's it. Count to 100 after that.
Makes the cover.
And this is it, the final 2 showdown, baby. She evades the attack.
Bulldog. Now gonna scale the chamber wall.
What the hell?
Good God! What just happened?
Fueled by emotion, doing whatever it takes to take out the competition. Michinoku driver straight down.
No, they're not gonna bite the hand. Oh my God, they are! This maniac's out of control. And it's just really hard to watch her be taken down like this.
Yeah, she's clearly been caught off guard by this offensive onslaught.
Got them off their feet here.
Man, that's power. Great wherewithal to dodge there. Oh.
Floor reversal. And she finally answers back.
She saw the window of opportunity and took it by the throat.
competitors digging deep into their well to keep this match going.
Slowly picking herself up, but she could be second.
Oh, now she's looking to apply the pressure with this submission maneuver. Into an armbar. Submission move locked in. Has the arm trap. Digging deep to break out of this. It does.
She's scrambling up the chamber wall. No, no, no. They just put their bodies on the line, and look at how it paid off.
Win. A big win. That took a huge effort. Hard to imagine that match was even better than advertised. Here's another look at that history-making encounter. And get out. Not a bad night's work, I'd say.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Super Northern Universal Championship.
As we get started here, let me remind everybody that the title is on the line here tonight.
Yeah, but that's just a mere formality. The way I see it, there is no way we crown a new champion tonight.
To prove otherwise.
얼굴이 뜨겁고 가슴은 계속 뛰어 내 몸이 맘대로 안 돼 어지러 넌 한 줌의 모래 같아 잠들 듯 잡히지 않아 넌 쉽지 않은
the challenger from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 228 pounds, Jim and his opponent from Montpellier, France, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Super Northern Universal Champion, number 1, the Prince Noah!
You can feel the tension here tonight. Definitely a big fight feel. Here you have the championship on the line. A champion on high alert. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in store for something special.
Ends with a drop kick.
Oh, this is just too far. Get some control in there. Pressure on the windpipe. Going to any lengths to protect the title. If that means bending the rules slightly, then... Shoulders down. Championship at stake. The challenger kicks out after 1. Too early in the match to end it.
He's measuring. Blood is in the water, man.
Turn it around with a reversal.
And he finds a way to elude that attack.
Now that's going to jack up the knee. The champ knew exactly what to target. Drop kick from behind. First a knife edge chop and now continuing the attack on the knee.
Torturing the leg right there.
Clearly had a strategy going on there with the attention on the leg.
Oof. Knee strike connects.
Climbing to the top. What's he have in store?
This could do it.
From the top.
Oof. Finds a straight shot to the gut to get out of trouble.
And he gets directed into the corner. He's able to reverse it. Collar and elbow tie-up.
Into a painful wrist lock there.
Well-executed arm drag. Just a ruthless streak for the world to see. There was no issue with that attack. Hey, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Who are we to judge?
Able to steer clear of danger there. Oh my gosh! Just slapping them around, saying I own this place.
Trying to take away any will to fight they have left. Sometimes you have to do whatever. Cover. We're going to shut this down. Gets the shoulder up after 1 there. And those kickouts are only going to get harder.
Oh, bad. Big shot right there.
The challenger's in a bad way.
Nobody thought this match was going to be easy. It was bound to be a grueling affair. Stirring back to his feet, but he might not know where he is.
Uh-oh. What an elbow drop. Across the top rope. And he's basically defenseless right now.
How much more of this can he take before he says enough? Sit back into our table, man.
Ooh, so much disdain swinging a table like that. Countered right when it was needed. Precision strikes. Brutal stomp to the body. And followed up by another to the chest. The champion looking slightly rocked now. back into the ring. Oh, what are they doing here? All the way out. Sit out, guard buster. Targeting the arm with a big stomp.
Oh, he misses the mark.
Hooked up. DDT.
Title in the balance here.
And he fights it off.
I can't even believe this anymore. I just want to sit back and enjoy this battle. Oh, yes, man.
The old ataxia. Transitions into the pin. Is this it? Kick out. And you got to think he's just one final blow away from not kicking out next time. Climbing up those ropes now.
Taking off. The champ firing their best shot to retain their title.
And he's still in the game.
How badly do you want to be a champion? That is the question being asked in this match. Consider that kick out an emphatic answer.
And the heaviest hitter in the arsenal was not enough. This is a situation you want to avoid. Boom! Down across the knee.
Painting a mental bullseye on his opponent. This
Nice takedown. Could be looking for the triangle. Triangle armbar. He needs to break this submission, and the left hands will do it. Deep arm drag takedown. He's climbing to the top.
stalking from above.
Blast off. Tiny front drop kick.
And able to skirt around that attack. Managed to get out of harm's way. Insult and injury. Brutal combination. Powered up but dropping behind. Cranking the neck. Inverted DDT. He saw that one coming. He can't win to put this one away.
Kick out and the title fight continues.
It's clearly taken a lot out of them to still kick out at this point, but they know it's worth it.
Up high. What a splash.
And following up with the pin.
2 count. No, he gets the shoulder up.
He's got that fighting spirit, and he's not staying down for nothing. Look at him stumbling back up. Might have double vision. Ringing the arm, and now getting tied up like a pretzel. Just punches to the gut now, trying to get some space, and
The target's been acquired once more. DDT.
can we have a new champ after that?
Waiting for him to get back on his feet so he can strike. Cover. No, the champ holds on.
What will it take to end this? Because clearly that was not it.
Stop Cole with the boot.
Kick connects. Looking like a game of tit for tat now. Ooh. And this match is swiftly turning into a knockdown, drag-out affair.
Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
Ooh. Just emptying everything they've got now. Ooh. The WWE Universe is on their all that war, man. Fist flying everywhere. Oh, left reeling by that monster hit.
submission, locked in. Submission hold, locked in deep here.
Oh, just look at the torque being applied.
Needs to find a way out of the triangle. The left hands will do it. He's free.
Oh my gosh, what impact!
2. Stopping the ref's count at 2.
The muscle memory's got to be taken over now. Pure instinct to kick out before 3. Once more, setting it up. Did the champ just close this out?
And going for the pin. And they're still in this.
I thought the champ had this one locked down, but we carry on.
Though you gotta believe he'll be looking for the kill shot one more time.
Oh, man. Look at him. He's lost, man. No idea he's about to get got.
Not a good spot to be in.
Oh, just took that hard shot right to the windpipe.
Kneecap goes right into the face to halt the attack.
And he retaliates. Oh my, down with authority. What a counter. He'll make his way to the ring. Oh, what a kick. What a raucous crowd here tonight.
Steps through, double underhook.
Neck breaker.
Boom. Kick connects.
The champ with the cover.
The champion retains.
Here's a few clips from the last match for us. What a win for the champ as he retains the title.
The following is a steel cage match and is for the Women's Super Northern Universal Championship.
This lady, she loved having all that gold. What this means to
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, the championship is on the line here tonight.
And in looking at the opposition, I can say that the champion will have quite the hill to climb in this one.
There's only two types of people in the world.
We know she can steal the show when given the chance. Will she also steal the title in the process tonight?
Don't like the backseat, gotta be first. I'm like the wind.
Introducing the challenger from Yamaguchi, Japan, Sarah and Kushida. And her opponent from Palm Beach, Florida, the Women's Super Northern Universal Champion and one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Laura!
Looking at the champion, I guarantee there is no doubt in their mind as to who is leaving this match with the title around their waist. After plenty of hype and social media chatter, the bell has finally been rung. After winning this title, the champion seems to be riding high. Any champion's riding high. Cole, what do you want them to skulk around, bummed that they're the best? That's not what I meant. Forget it. Super kick! Vicious forearm right to the skull.
Drop zones ready.
Nasty one right to the chest. The champion into the pin. And she's not done yet.
Somehow not letting the ref get to two here. Armbar stretch applied.
And that damage to the shoulder could be an ongoing factor now. It might limit range of motion in the entire arm. And when it comes to the steel cage, some would call escape the coward's way out. Some members of the WWE Universe even wish to do away with the escape rule altogether. What do you think, Corey?
I think I'm in favor of whatever leads to a quick win without taking too much damage. If that means escaping, then I call it working smarter, not harder. Sorry, WWE Universe. Sit out, slam.
The champ looking to retain.
Surprisingly quick kick out.
A little defiance on her part, kicking out so quickly.
Starting to ascend the steel cage.
Taking it nice and steady, trying to make it to the top.
She's starting to climb up the cage wall, and she's on top of the cage. This is her moment to escape.
She's so close here, just has to finish the job.
Oh, face full of steel.
That was a tough blow, and now she is bleeding from the wound.
And she's pulled down off the cage wall.
Just sent her crashing from the cage wall.
Straight impact on the throat.
And she manages to avoid that bit of offense.
Springboard off the top rope.
Massive miscalculation on that one.
One down.
Starting up the side of the cage now.
Stalking now, burning holes in her opponent.
Perched on the top rope. Both knees right to the jaw. The champ looking a little worse for wear.
Worked in the leg with that move.
She's unleashing a real barrage here.
Oh yeah, she's on a roll now, man. Gonna keep it going by any means necessary. Looking to ascend up the cage from the top rope.
Best seat in the house, sitting up high on top of the cage. Will she complete her escape? Just have to get over the top here.
Oh, she's going for it. She's trying to get out of this cage, man.
If she could just lift her other leg over the top.
Now she just has to figure out how she's getting down.
cage she goes.
Needs to stay sure-footed en route to climbing up the cage.
She's straddling the top of the cage here. She could be close to victory if she can get over the cage.
Trying to get herself over the cage using all her strength. Grabbing hold up high. This is dangerous stuff.
Close to escaping. Top of the cage. Pulling them back in. Saving the matchup. Face first into the cage.
Oh, man, look at this. That last shot busted her open.
Ouch. All her progress comes crashing down.
I did not like the looks of that impact. She's reeling, slowly getting up.
Kick after kick after kick.
Flurry of wicked strikes. No doubt she's looking to end her here.
Knee to the jaw.
The champ is in a world of trouble.
Makes the cover.
What? I don't believe it. Incredible resilience on display.
Is there still enough left to try that maneuver again? Or is her confidence shaken?
Using the top rope to start the climb.
At the top of the cage now, taking it all in. And she's on top of the cage. This is her moment to escape.
She used a lot of energy getting up there. Does she have enough to get down?
Close to escaping. Top of the cage. Pulling them back in. Saving the matchup. Battling on the top. Down they go. She's ripped from the cage wall.
I did not like the look of that impact.
Big mistake, and that error could be costly.
Bad thoughts here. Tossed against the cage with vicious intent.
Scrambling up the cage wall now.
She's locked in, about to go for the kill. To the sky. Oh, took it high risk, but was off the mark. We're seeing one response after another. Neither superstar gaining a foothold.
And retaliates with a counter. Head scissor. Incredible. Roundhouse kick.
Consider your title dreams dashed after that.
What? You gotta be kidding me.
And Ref didn't even count that too. What the hell?
Confidence must be waning as she hits the opposition hard, but still can't get the fall.
From above.
Man, God. And she's climbing up the wall of the steel cage.
Take off. Knees up, had that telegraph, but can it be capitalized on?
Soul kick. Boom. That puts her on the offensive.
Textbook arms right there. Backing her into that corner now.
It pulls off the reversal. Quick thinking that time.
She is enjoying this. Total confidence. Uncorked a big punch.
Essentially dead weight being set up on the top rope.
Lift it up. What's next?
Targeting the trachea. Getting up but doesn't have a clue what's coming at her.
Tiger suplex. Pin to decide the championship. She pops the shoulder up in one.
Stubborn as ever, she refuses to stay down. These superstars are digging deep and doing everything they can to keep going at it.
And the WWE Universe just can't get enough. Knees meet face.
Tapping into the crowd's reaction, looking to receive that proverbial crucial burst of energy. Got out of dodge that time. And it is purely academic at this point as the champ surely knows now.
What a night it has been so
Corey,
far. We have difficulties.
This is spine tingling. This is bone chilling. You know what this means? Run.
Bass back,
refrigerator, doors closed, lights are out.
Pepperoni and green peppers, mushrooms, olive chives.
Pepperoni and green peppers, mushrooms, olive chives.
Therapy, therapy, advertising causes me. Therapy, therapy, advertising causes me.
And from the Jersey Shore, weighing in at 228 pounds, William
Obviously, there will only be one winner here from my hat is off to every superstar bold enough, brave enough, and just a little bit crazy enough to even consider stepping foot in the Elimination Chamber.
He's been demanding this match for quite some time, and now he is ready to compete.
Advertising's got you on the run. Therapy, therapy, advertising causes. Advertising's got you on the run. Therapy, therapy, advertising causes. Advertising's got you on the run. Advertising's got you on the run.
Witness the might of the Jabari. First
There's no giving up chamber, no giving anyone a
This Elimination Chamber match is now underway, and so the countdown begins to our first pod opening. This Elimination Chamber match is now underway, and so the countdown begins to our first pod opening.
Every time that buzzer sounds, the complexion of this match is altered and the in-ring ferocity skyrockets. Even if there are some eliminations along the way, things are only going to get more and more
Look at it catch him off guard. Gets his shoulder up right before two.
He needs a little more than that to end things this early.
like a projectile right on target. Oh, man. Bruising shot to the back. Able to parry that one. Brilliant countering by both competitors.
He's tied up. German suplex. Uh-oh. Connects. Saw it coming. Found an opening and turned it into a bulldog.
He's got him where he wants it. Grabs the waistlock, but battling out now.
Big right hand. And he counters. Pretty drop kick. Very effective, though. And Corey, if you're one of the competitors starting this Elimination Chamber match in a pod, how do you spend your time in confinement?
You spend it being very observant, Cole. You have a front row seat to the action, so you've got to use it to your advantage. Watch your opponents closely to see what kind of attacks they're using, to see what weaknesses you might eventually be able to exploit.
He really felt the impact on that one. Bang! Crucial counter there.
Ooh, walloped by a huge club.
Brought down with the bulldog.
Driven down face first with that massive flapjack.
Muscles their opponent up and launches him into a buckle bomb.
Leaning him against the turnbuckle right here.
Bang! He finds a counter. His shoulders are down. He narrowly avoids the count.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's still very much in this. He's able to dodge that one in time.
Oh, what a clubbing blow. Sent flying out of the ring here.
Out of the ring to assess the situation from the chamber floor.
Ooh, huge splash. Better watch out. He's in harm's way.
Double knee face breaker.
Has to be seeing stars now.
2 count. On a shoulder up before 3.
Where on earth is he getting this from? There's no way he should have been able to kick out after all of that.
It must be demoralizing knowing you've unleashed your best shot on your opponent to no avail.
He's got something in store.
Choke slam!
Landed. Gets dropped. Time to reverse DDT.
Trying to bust that down. Heart opens and she's getting right into the melee.
Sliding back into the ring.
This is somehow still in this fight. Not down and out yet.
Big back body drop. What elevation. Got him on that turnbuckle. Uh-oh. Oh, please don't do...
Look at the German suplex. Gonna hold on and fights off with some big repeated elbows.
Take off.
Beautiful diving elbow drop right on the money. Impressive awareness from him.
Oh, no. First DDT. And he gets discarded out of the ring. Taking things to the unforgiving chamber floor here.
Driven down face first. Incoming. Oh, it's go time now. The chamber is getting crowded now.
Oh, he timed that counter well. Works that off. What a response. That should do it right there. Kicks out.
Good Lord, scantily close to 3. And he's only got one thing on his mind right about now. He wants it one more time.
That just knocked him a bit off balance.
That's it. That's it. Call it. He ain't getting up.
Can there be frustration mounting in these competitors, knowing it's going to take more to win this one?
You can't let those feelings seep into your psyche. You have to keep your focus.
Getting up and looking completely lost.
To the face. And that went to the ground. Just pounding away. Is it enough? The cover. 2. Got it. No, just a 2.
After everything we've seen tonight, he must be using the reserve tanks at this point. This is the kind of performance that
This is it. Instantly, he has his shoulders up.
You are not alone in your shock, Cole. We all thought that was it.
Counter. Saw it coming. Getting carried to a vulnerable position here.
devastating breakfast. I'll be shocked if anyone can recover from that. This is it. Opponents open and shoes more than ready to go.
Fast kick. He's able to counter that. He's hurled up and crashes down to the floor. Forced to the outside. Not a good predicament to be in. Oh, that hurt. That'll dislocate your jaw.
Absolutely blasted down.
Now he has to finish the job. Belly to belly. Kick to the gut. And then lifted up in. We got a cover.
No, he gets the shoulder.
That had to take all the energy he's got at this point. Time up. 450. Nailed it. Now has just put this one away.
Ah, kick out at 2.
Oh, I thought that was it. I really thought. No way! My God! However much you think that hurt, I promise you, it was way worse.
Flying ringside with pinpoint accuracy.
He's waiting for him to rise to deliver something devastating.
His match out. Setting their opponent up. The bruises just keep adding up for him.
I just have to wonder how much he's got left at this point. Can he carry it? There it is. That fighting spirit. Doing whatever you can to power through and stay in this thing. Reverse the situation with an elbow. And he's heading up the chamber wall. level. This match on another level. I am truly at a loss for...
And look at this. Shoulders down. And he kicks out of the pin in one.
I don't know, but it looks like he's got a whole lot left in the tank. What a kick out.
Measuring it up one more time.
Laid down with a powerbomb. Pulled out the game-ending maneuver.
There's two. Oh, he kicked out.
I thought he was dead, man. Somehow, he's still got something left in the tank.
You got to imagine this match has a different complexion after what we just saw. Caught in a bad spot. With the counter. Let's go. Shoulders down. No, 2 count. How this match is still going on defies all reasoning. Well, damn. Still only got one.
Oh, this one ain't over yet.
Going straight to the top turnbuckles. Pick your job. 2 count. No, stops the count at 2.
He may not have 2, that's right, but at least he had enough to kick out there. No, no, no.
A kick out at 2.
After everything we've seen tonight, he must be using the reserve tanks at this point. Gets out of the hit. No
He's looking for yet another exclamation mark. That can be the game clincher right there. He may get, will it be? He kicks out at 2.
So late into the match and still able to kick out. Incredible. Come on at this one. Still got 4 superstars to go, guys. It's still anyone's game right now. That's what the Elimination Chamber is all about. Oh, just bounced right off the post.
Setting their opponent up.
Explosive maneuver could end things.
Is it enough? The cover!
And now just 3 superstars remaining. How on earth will they proceed?
Kick to the gut. And then lifted up into a face buster. Not looking in any condition to fight. More like a sitting duck here. Wow, the Irish curse. Picked up and being carried around now.
Just first. Not a good way to land, dog.
He counters with a great reversal. Oh, hanging on for dear life. Oh, bomb. Cover. There's 2.
These two standing in each other's way to victory, engulfed inside the steel of the chamber. Oh. Rocked with an elbow. Looks like he has his hand on the trigger now.
Legs caught. Clothesline takes him down. Forget about it. And he's still alive. Still bringing the fight. The target's been acquired once more.
See ya when you wanna be ya.
Makes the cover. Huge win here tonight. No doubt that was a match people will be telling their kids about for years